Here are a few ways publishers can use AI in content creation, on their website, and with multimedia and events. I've done some of these things myself. Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable and this is my daily podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, in which I take one issue from the world of publishing and try to explain it in about 3 or 4 minutes. For articles and emails, you can get ideas for new articles on a particular subject. For this use, you might want to use AI that has current information, not, for example, older versions of ChatGPT, which don't have current information. You can generate summaries of your articles. There's some indication that providing a summary increases engagement with an article, which seems counterintuitive to me, but whether it does that or not, I think it's a good service to the reader. By the way, you should either edit them or make it clear that the summary was written by AI. You can create headlines for your articles or subject lines for your emails. You can also toss in some keyword optimization. For example, you can ask AI to write a headline for this article that optimizes for the phrase marketing technology. Just by the way, the headline of this article or this podcast was written by ChatGPT. I asked for 5 options and picked the one I liked best. Create images to go with your articles. I use Midjourney for this, but I think I'm going to start using Dall-E, where the process is said to be more iterative. That's one of the problems with Midjourney is you can't, once it makes an image, you can't say, no, change it this way. It doesn't work. You can also use AI to translate an article into another language. That seems like a very obvious use. Now for your website, obviously content recommendations are a big use for AI. I've wondered if readers should be able to exercise some control over this. For example, I might want to say whether the recommendations should be based on what I actually read or on what I say that I want to read. Those two things might not be the same, and maybe the reader should have a choice. Another thing is to manage a registration or paywall. One of the big questions about metering on a website is how many articles you allow someone to see before you ask them for registration or for money. Rather than setting a single rule for the whole site, you could use AI to figure out the right rule for different segments based on their behavior. You can also improve your customer service chatbot responses. Most of the chatbots I've used are pretty poor, and AI should be able to improve them significantly. Here's an interesting one. Use an LLM as the first step in an online discussion. Imagine, for example, a Reddit-like board where someone can ask a question, and then you use your trained large language model to give the first answer. Your subject matter experts or other users could then chime in and comment on the AI answer or say whatever they want, but providing that first answer would be a good service, I think. Now for audio, video, and events, you can create a transcript of your podcast or webinar. I do that every day with my podcast. The transcript should be edited, but AI can do most of the heavy lifting for you. You can also use AI to create a timeline that shows what topics were discussed at what time index in the file. This is a great service to listeners. They can know they can skip forward right to the time where you're discussing the topic that they're interested in. You can use AI to write a summary of the content of the recording. Since AI can make a transcript, it can also write a summary, suggest titles, or even write an article version of the event. Now, I don't think AI is ready to write unsupervised copy, and it's certainly not right to create pretend authors for articles the way Sports Illustrated seems to have done. If you choose to let AI write articles, you should be transparent about that. Well, anyway, I hope couple of those would be useful to you and you can make them work in your operations. If I can help you with your business in any way, please give me a call. You'll see my contact information on the next screen. Thanks so much.